God bless football, Mikey A.
God bless football, Mike Golic Jr.
Oh.
Ooh, God bless football, Taylor.
Oh.
God bless football, Stu Gotts.
You made his day. You could have ruined his day. I would have preferred that, but you made his day just by saying his name, Mike Golic Jr.
Hey, listen, I do what I can. I skipped the last name because I knew I was going to butcher the pronunciation, even though I've known Taylor for God knows how long at this point.
Vipolis. Did I get it right?
Yeah, nailed it. First try.
Wow.
I've been calling him TV for months. I mean,
On a podcast, go figure.
yes. So I was panicked because normally your dad joins us on Tuesdays. That's when we're taping. But he texted me today saying that he has lost his voice and he needs to save it for your show in the afternoon. And in a panic, I texted Mikey A saying I need a Golic today. He reached out to you, so thank you for doing this. And I'm concerned about your dad. I mean,
That's only because his mom didn't answer. Just so you know.
I was just going to say, I figured at ND Mom was next up on the list here for Mikey A.
yes. Is dad okay though? Is he going to be okay?
He's doing okay. I heard him on our show meeting. He sounds a lot better today, but
Good.
He's the old school football player. He's everything we love about my dad, and that extends into broadcasting where, much like in the NFL, how we talk about now the concussion protocol on the sideline, you literally have the team doctor take the helmet away from the player. We had to take the helmet away from Dad yesterday. It was too much for him. He was just going to go run himself into the ground, going to wind up with no voice, no throat, no anything. So we had to pull him back, but he's good now.
Because your dad, listen, in a world where everyone is so unreliable, your dad is the most reliable thing in my life. Like and he was upset about not doing this. He's like, I can really do it if you want me to power through it. And I'm like, no, save it for your show, you know?
Oh, he was apologizing up and down to us, to his producers on Monday. He was supposed to call the Monday Night Football game on Westwood One, and he's apologizing to everyone for a thing that is not his fault, which is quintessentially my dad still believing he should overcome it. Because again, peak athlete brain, believing you can control the outcome and will yourself through everything. You're right. It is one of the most admirable things about my dad. He is as rock solid as any person there is.
He really is. We had Colin Russo on earlier. It was you can imagine how much I enjoyed having Christopher Mad Dog Russo's son on. It was glorious. I felt like I was talking to Chris and looking at Chris.
Listen, I'm just glad you continue to surround yourself with incredible Nepo baby talent. Like, you are the Pied Piper of Nepo babies, Stu Gotts. I look around, I look up and see T-Bob with you guys now all the time, who's awesome. Like, T-Bob and I have bonded that over the years that we're basically the same person. T-Bob's just kind of, the Bayou version of that now, but it's a great group you've surrounded yourself with of people that were born on third base.
Yes. Who else is in that group? Are there other? Who else is in that? You guys have like a meeting every day. Who's in the meeting?
Yeah, well, when we log in for the Nepo baby meetings, who else do we have? Noah Eagle, chief among them here.
Yes,
I mean, he's grown out of it a little bit now, but Joe Buck, probably the leader of he comes out, he's got the silk robe. It's like the SNL guys that have hosted 7 times. Like, that's Joe Buck at the helm of all that. So him, Olivia Harlan in that mix as well. Don't want to forget her. Does an awesome job. So.
Right. Of that crew, I'm going to ask all three of you, of that crew, who has the most to live up to? Because I'm not certain who it is. Like Mike Golic Sr. is on my Mount Rushmore of sports radio hosts, okay? So you have a lot to live up to. I feel like you've already done it, though. Christopher Mad Dog Russo's son certainly has a lot to live up to. But I'm not certain if anyone has more to live up to than Harlan's daughter. My God, Jesus, that is tough.
That's really tough. I do think, there is something unique about the people who have parents in play-by-play, because you're the voice of a sport for some people. Like, the biggest moments in that sport, when they play it back, as someone who does broadcasting, like in the color commentary role, yeah, you're important for the game, but when people play the big moments of a game back, they don't hear the color's voice. They hear the play-by-play announcer's voice. Yes. So Kevin Harlan, Ian Eagle, these are people that have authored some of the most important moments of sports. That's a lot to live up to.
Yes. Speaking of Nepo babies, Lane Kiffin.
Also at the meetings.
Yes.
Shows up late.
Now, I only know parts of the story with Lane Kiffin and LSU. Mikey A and Taylor, I've never seen them so excited to share the remainder of the story, the details I don't know about with me. Are you familiar with all the details with Lane Kiffin and LSU, Mike Golic?
I'm familiar with most of them, I think, but I'm curious to hear Mikey A. and Taylor's lens of this.
Okay, so they want my live reaction here. So go ahead, fellas.
So, Stu, you know about the private plane that LSU sent to pick up Kiffin's family, show them around Baton Rouge, correct?
Yes, that was moments after he said how much he loves Oxford, Mississippi.
Yeah,
right.
Sure.
So since then, per The Athletic, Ole Miss gave Lane Kiffin an ultimatum to decide if he'll be leaving the program before the November 28th Egg Bowl.
That was our reaction.
They're funny. That's cute. That's really cute. Like Lane gives a shit.
What leverage? What leverage does Ole Miss have in this? If you don't, we're gonna sit here and wait longer.
They're in a tough spot, man.
They really are.
Their leverage is this season. Like all of this in the backdrop of a season where they could still really win a national championship.
Right.
Like are in that perfect sweet spot that Lane himself described years ago of being a team that is good enough to be respected by the committee and in the top 10, but also not going to play in their conference's championship game, so not have to worry about how a loss there might affect you. He's found the sweet spot and has a team that on any given day is capable of winning. And so that's what I think Ole Miss believes their leverage is here, but I don't really know how much I buy it.
Right. The leverage you're thinking is Lane wants to stay on and see this thing through. That's the only piece of leverage they have. What was the date again, Taylor?
November 28th, the Egg Bowl. And then Brett McMurphy added that if Lane Kiffin doesn't meet the deadline, to Gojo's point, Ole Miss would have to decide if they allow him to coach in the playoffs.
They've decided. I mean... Mike, do you think they've made that decision already?
I would hope not. I would hope this is just posturing because my first thought goes to imagine being a player on that team right now. And obviously, Lane hasn't come out and signed the extension everyone else has had, given the, I'm not going anywhere speech that we've heard from a bunch of these guys. He's talked about how much he loves Ole Miss, but It's not been definitive, and for good reason. I'm sure him and Jimmy Sexton have gone through how this is going to go to try and maximize shareholder value in a way that, I don't totally have a problem with. But now you're a player on that team, and if Ole Miss is really serious about this and sticks to their guns, you're in the midst of, again, a season where you have a real shot to win a national championship. Crazy. And the thought of having to do it without the head coach that's been there all year long feels insane, and like we're forgetting all of those young people in the middle of this process.
Yeah, but for what? Why is this a decision that he has to make right now, other than the fact that the university doesn't want to be left hanging in the wind until the end? You could just say, hey, we really hope Lane stays, and we're going to try and do everything we can to keep him. But we're going to give him
piece of leverage they have, Mikey. That's why
we're going to give him some random ultimatum. No, this is ridiculous. This is a joke. This would make me want to leave just because I'm like, oh, you're not going to tell me. You're not going to make me do it.
That is the thing I kind of worry about, especially, listen, we've already seen Lane online kind of trolling after this. He posted some verse on Twitter that's kind of germane to the situation. And it's like, do you risk agitating him? And if it were a coin flip right now, maybe edging it towards him, hoping it's tails in the air for LSU. I don't know. I can understand if you are an Ole Miss fan, though, who has enjoyed this unprecedented era of success under Lane Kiffin, but where this has kind of always been something hanging over your head. And certainly in the midst of this successful season, we haven't talked about Ole Miss football nationally in God knows how long. This has been the conversation. So I can understand completely how frustrating that has to be, and maybe a desire to kind of go out on your own terms, the old you can't fire me, I quit scenario. But it's still one that does feel like it's got a low likelihood of success for them.
I think ultimatum is one of the best words in the dictionary.
Really? Name a second place. Go ahead.
Well, here's my thing is one of my favorite words, and it comes up around this time every year in the college football playoffs because we have the final college football playoff ranking that comes out after conference champion weekend. And the one before that is the penultimate. And I love the word penultimate. And so I'm wondering, can there be a penultimatum? Because it sounds like the next logical step, even though I don't think that's a word.
Huh.
It sounds like it should be.
I'm still waiting for your second favorite word in the dictionary. I mean,
gubernatorial.
Ooh, that's a great one.
Mine is rings. Short. I mean, Taylor, what? Feel free at any point here to blurt out your second favorite word in the dictionary.
Is Googling favorite words.
He really is.
I've got nothing.
Gojo, if you're Lane Kiffin, though, you play that game, you win that game, and you come into the office the next day as if there was no ultimatum, right?
Yes.
I dare you to fire me. Go ahead.
100%. Yes. You've got to absolutely make them escort you out of the building,
right?
Like a complete hostile takeover. 100%.
Make a scene of it, right?
And who would love that more than Lane, by the way?
Nobody.
Lane would be able to subsist off that, as would the sports talk ecosystem, for weeks.
Yes. It's going to be hard for him. I know he loves Mississippi. I know he loves what he built there. But these jobs that are open, and I'm including, by the way, the New York Giants and Jackson Dart, it's going to be hard for Lane Kiffin to say no to one of these jobs, right?
Yeah, I just couldn't see the Giants and like the Maras going through that with Lane Kiffin, knowing everything that comes with that experience. But yeah, we've known since LSU and Florida came open, and what Lane has built at Ole Miss in this era where they've consistently been one of the best teams in the transfer portal every year. They've brought in impact players. It's been 10-win seasons like they're going out of style. All of this reeks of a place that Lane has shown you can win and be successful. But everyone kind of understands that LSU and Florida, even with all of the shenanigans surrounding the LSU job that we've seen between them trying to go and recoup money from Brian Kelly in ways that don't seem like they hold a ton of water, the governor of the state, talk about gubernatorial, getting involved immediately in press conferences surrounding this job. It's still a talent-rich area that, by and large, every coach that goes there has won a national championship, and so that's hard to turn down.
I'm just so excited you just used gubernatorial. But so good. Stu, shouldn't that be what Ole Miss is playing up, is the fact that he loves it here? Like, shouldn't, as opposed to drawing a hard line, shouldn't he be walking into the office and there's like a picture collage of him all the times he was at Ole Miss?
You think that's going to seal the deal?
And playing like Boys to Men.
He's got LSU flying him around in private jets. You think
that's all you can't beat LSU that way, so you have to beat him with heartstrings.
No, you have to beat him with a collage.
You come in and the collage is set to that song that they used at the end of the Fast and the Furious. It's been a long
yes.
Without you, my friend. And you just have all these pictures of when Lane first got to Ole Miss and what you guys were. You have testimonials from all the former Ole Miss players who played under Lane Kiffin, guys that he's impacted. Tug at the heart. Mikey, this is a good idea. They should be paying you.
A collage?
Somebody should.
He's such a good friend. He supported you in an idea that involves moments and memories and a collage.
This is college football, baby. You don't do stuff that makes sense. You do stuff that pulls at the heartstrings. Ooh. That's a good one. You're on fire, Mike.
I'm still waiting on Taylor's. Oh, God. James Franklin, Virginia Tech. I like that, actually, for Virginia Tech, and I like it for James Franklin, a guy who can build a program, did it at Vanderbilt, did it at Penn State. It's just once he builds it, he can't beat anyone.
I think we see this across sports, right, where the context for everyone involved in the relationship matters. Like Stugatz, the Knicks, Tom Thibodeau came over, and what do we know? Hey, they're going to play their asses off. They're going to play awesome on defense, and by the end of the year, they're going to be ground down to the point where we're not sure they can get past that hump without him. And the Knicks, again, not the poster for great decision-making, but saw what we've seen in multiple stops along the way for him now. And so if you're a program that needs to get back to that point, man, great coach for that. And that does seem like in the conversation around big game James Franklin and the conversation around Brian Kelly and some of the big games that's happened, you forget that whatever program you drop these coaches into right now, and the two of those, probably the best examples from this coaching cycle. We'll see if Brian Kelly jumps back in it or not. But for James Franklin, between what he did at Penn State, what he did at Vanderbilt before that, this is someone who, for a program in Virginia Tech that's kind of lost its way, in a conference that we see right now is chaotic at the end of the season and feels maybe more winnable than some of the conferences conferences that are so bloated with new teams they've absorbed and the big names and the dominant teams, like there's reason to believe you can find success and get back to it quickly with what he does as a coach.
I have Brian Kelly coaching Mississippi in the playoff. I mean,
oh my God.
it could happen. I mean,
I can't believe I didn't see it. I can't believe I didn't see it. Stu Gatz, that's why
he made the ultimatum. It was him.
The ultimatum is coming from inside the house. It's Brian.
And Mikey wants to save it with a collage.
I can't wait to see. Mikey needs to build the collage and just like email it to Ole Miss. Like, hey, I went ahead and did this for you. I put my watermark in the corner. If you could just appreciate that. God bless football. This can do it for you.
I do marvel at this fact. The coach with the most job security in college football is Ryan Day.
Man.
Think about where we were a year ago when he lost to Michigan. And now that guy, even if he loses to Michigan again, I don't think anyone's going to care.
Well, that was what I was just going to ask I don't think they're going to this year because having watched both teams, I just think it's too far apart.
Right.
But if it somehow happened, if it's just a mental block at this point for the Buckeyes, and for some reason they see maize and blue and everything goes sideways, do you think Ohio State fans would all of a sudden start maybe heating up the seat again? Like, I genuinely don't know. That game means a lot to those people.
I know. It did too much, I would argue, right?
Yeah. God, I mean, Notre Dame, you could lose to USC for the next 20 years if you gave me a national championship in my lifetime. And I mean, we won't get to play that game anymore because they don't want to, but.
Gojo, I think Ohio State has to beat Michigan for their national championships to count in that season.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
I've taught him well, Goj. I mean,
really, I felt like I was staring at Stu Gatz there for a second. Taylor, that's amazing.
yes, right.
Oh,
yes.
Great take. I wonder if we could institute that across college football where if you don't beat, and you've got to like designate who you're like, for some people it's obvious, right? You got the Iron Bowl, you've got the game, you've got Army, Navy, but for everyone like Notre Dame, we have so many rivals. You'd have to designate like, is it, probably USC if we ever, played that game again. The deal breaker. Ooh. So if you don't win that game, the national championship, I want to say doesn't count because you still win the game, but at the very least asterisk.
Right.
Maybe a true asterisk the way people wanted for the bubble.
Yes, but it's an uneven playing field because not every team has that kind of game, So, I mean, I don't know why I'm getting so technical and serious about this.
That's, you know what? We have that as another thing the College Football Playoff Committee has to decide. Since their job is to also legislate across inconsistent scheduling in the sport for who should make the playoff, they also get to decide whose rivalry is big enough to count in Taylor's hypothetical situation here, the deal breaker.
Yeah.
So, Stu, I was working on my other words list, that words I love in the dictionary.
Yeah.
I had supremacy and legacy, and then I just realized I was just doing the Bourne franchise movies.
Ultimatum. Collage. Collage might be one of my favorite words in the dictionary.
Kerfuffle.
Oh my God. I lost
Continuum.
Continuum. I lost my train of thought here. I forgot what we were talking about. Gojo, what do you say to Miami fans who are outraged? We don't know how the rankings are going to come out, but they played you head-to-head, Notre Dame. They beat you head-to-head. Same amount of losses. You don't have a conference championship game to play in. It appears they won't be playing in a conference championship game. How can you justify Notre Dame getting in over Miami? Can you make that argument?
I mean, I think it's the argument that the committee's making right now, at least, which is the college football playoff has always been, if I'm going to argue on behalf of Notre Dame, the college football playoff has always been a combination of the best and most deserving. Like that's the formula the committee's trying to use every year. And they use strength of schedule, strength of resume, head-to-head, conference championships, all these different metrics when things are close, but there is still the eye test element to it. And right now that would be, all right, if you're going to make the argument for Notre Dame, it's yes, Miami won head-to-head, and that has value. That game was also the first game of the season, and if you look it's almost a completely different Notre Dame team on both sides of the ball in terms of the way they comport themselves. Like Notre Dame came into that Miami game running a bunch of RPO stuff because they didn't know their quarterback was good. They barely ran the best running back in the country in Jeremiah Love. And then after that game, once they realized, oh, hey, the quarterback's got some shit to him, we're going to pop the training wheels off this thing and just run the offense through him and through these running backs. It's been completely different. Chris Ash and the defense thought they were going to be a 4-man rush zone defense to start the year. And then 3 games in after Purdue or right before Arkansas, they're like, oh, wait, our defense is really good at man coverage and firing missiles at the quarterback with blitzers every other play or on critical downs. And the rest has kind of been history. And now it's looked like the team that won multiple playoff games last year. So the argument for them is that best argument that they're playing some of the best football in the country right now. And that's a factor in what the committee is supposed to build, which is a field that's simultaneously deserving. And Notre Dame, you got the close loss to Miami. You've got a really close loss to Texas A&M, who continues to hold on that undefeated record. And so you combine that with a team that's playing good football. And that would be the argument at this point, even if I do understand Miami fans being frustrated. And if the shoe is on the other foot for me, I can't say that I wouldn't be making a similar argument in the fact that head-to-head is something that should matter in this sport. But it's also a sport that's wildly inconsistent. And so part of why people wanted to leave the BCS computers behind was to institute some semblance of the eye test being involved in this and ensuring that we get the quote-unquote best teams in the tournament as well as teams that are deserving.
Who would you feel more confident taking, Ohio State or the field to win the national championship?
I'd probably take the field. Like, I think that college football is at a point now where it's going to be that way until further notice. That there's, Ohio State's a incredible defense, an offense that's got dynamic playmakers. I think their offensive line is still a place where you can probably, if you're looking for one hole in the iron hide of this team to maybe have success, it could be, that group up front to an extent. But I just think that around the rest of the top 10, really, you've got a bunch of really good teams. Georgia had a big statement win this past weekend against Texas, where the defense looked pretty familiar. Indiana, Texas A&M, who we've talked about. Like, I do think that there's a lot of competition out there and that the curve has flattened some around the sport.
Stugotz here for my friends over at Hims. Let's be honest, when something feels off, especially in the bedroom, it can take a toll on your confidence. Erectile dysfunction is more common than most people realize. The National Institutes of Health say as many as 30 million men in the U.S. experience it. You're not alone, and you don't have to just live with it. That's why there's Hims. Through Hims, you can access personalized prescription treatment options for ED, like hard mints and Sex RX, plus climax control if prescribed. It's real medical care designed around you, 100% online, private, and straightforward. No waiting rooms, no awkward conversations, just professional support to help you feel like yourself again. To get simple online access to personalized, affordable care for ED, hair loss, weight loss, and more, simply visit hims.com/GBF. That's hims.com/GBF for your free online visit. hims.com/GBF. Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products include compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Gojo, when you look at the NFL, how many teams do you feel like you could look at and be like, okay, I know what I'm going to get from them week to week basis. This team is pretty good. This team is a Super Bowl contender.
That's a great question. Well, this team is pretty good, and this team is a Super Bowl contender. Probably different questions, but like
different tiers.
Different tiers. But if I'm going like teams I feel like I can trust, I feel like I can trust the NFC West sans the Cardinals. Like,
right.
Man, the Rams and the Seahawks look like two of the best teams in the sport. The Seahawks defense might be the best defense in the NFL right now, able to keep them in a game where Sam Darnold had 4 turnovers. But even the 49ers, like, I have a weird trust for just because of what Kyle Shanahan's managed to overcome this year. Like, the coaching chops were on full display there. When healthy, I would say I trust the Buccaneers in the NFC South. I think in the NFC North, it's probably Chicago, Detroit, and Green Bay. I'm not sure if I'm there yet with the Vikings offense. J.J. McCarthy's still new enough to where that's obviously going to be variable for them.
So you trust Caleb and Ben Johnson that much, huh? You trust them already?
Yeah, I do think I trust them to an extent. Like, I don't know if I trust the defense. Like, if we're talking Super Bowl contender, I would take them out of that conversation.
Right. But just trust,
offensive, trust, especially, I mean, the run game for them has become really consistent under Ben Johnson. And Caleb Williams at this point, there are still flaws to the game, obviously. He's a second-year player, might be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL in mitigating sacks, like just getting out of obvious situations where, we saw it with Jared Goff against the Eagles. Like, Jared Goff is so pressure-averse at this point. And I thought did a much better job of that last year, but you combine the cold and elements with an Eagles defense, it was in his face, and the guy just folded the minute there was someone around him. So what Caleb Williams does in contrast to that is pretty remarkable. What did you think? What did you think of that, Mikey?
No, Taylor is laughing because you just said something, and Taylor remembered that early in the season, I said Caleb Williams was one of the best at avoiding sacks, and they laughed at me. They go, he gets sacked more than anyone. They put it on the poll. I got crushed, and here you say it, and everybody agrees. Everybody's like, Mike Golic Jr. said it. It must be true. But when I said
Golic, I mean...
You don't even know my last name.
To be fair,
it's A. I mean,
to be fair, he got sacked 68 times in 2024.
He did. I mean, I'm looking now. Caleb Williams has been sacked. Caleb Williams has been sacked 16 times so far this season, bottom 10 in the NFL. So of the least allowed, Sam Darnold has only been sacked 10 times. And I mean, listen, sometimes it's a double-edged sword, right? Like, he's going to get you out of a lot of trouble. He could also get you into trouble. That's some of the Drake May of it, too. Like, Drake May's been sacked the second most times in the NFL this season. He's playing MVP caliber football.
Yep. We created something earlier this morning. I think you'll like this, okay? It's called the NFL Cup. Yeah.
Ooh.
Because I made an argument that the teams, I could create a more interesting and better top 6 teams who currently aren't in the playoffs than I could with the top 6 teams who are in the playoffs, okay? So just follow me here. Right now in the AFC, the top 3 seeds are the Broncos, Patriots, and Colts. We all picked that. Ridiculous. The top 3 teams in the AFC who currently aren't in the playoffs, Chiefs, Ravens, Texans, okay? In the NFC, it's Eagles, Rams, Bears. And if I take the 3 teams who aren't in the playoffs right now, Lions, Panthers, and Cowboys. Can you imagine having a Lions-Chiefs Super Bowl? Wow.
So wait, your idea is to take the teams outside the playoffs.
Yes.
And put them in their own playoff.
Yeah, the NFL Cup. Yeah, yes.
The NFL. I see. And this is my brain's taking a second to. My brain's taking a second to process because I thought you were trying to do like the NBA play-in, where now you'd open it up and those teams would have to go play to just get the opportunity to play on Wild Card Weekend.
No, listen, we haven't fully flushed out the idea yet. We just think it's a good one. We don't know what the winner actually gets. We have flirted with the idea of the winner getting an automatic playoff bid the next season. The winner of the NFL Cup has to play the Super Bowl winner for the real Super Bowl. We have flirted with many, but we haven't figured that part out yet. We just have a base idea here, okay?
I do like the idea that you're trying to reverse engineer the pre-merger AFL NFL Super Bowl championship.
I'm trying to give us a better matchup. No one wants to see Broncos and Bears. I mean, but if you give me Cowboys and Ravens, holy shit, that is going to break record ratings. I mean, Mike, seriously.
Nobody wants to see the Cowboys play. They're bad.
America does. I mean,
I don't know about this year. Like,
it has to be the Lions, or else this idea is shit. You're right.
Yes, that it does. It's the Lions are your home. The AFC side's a little more interesting there because like Baltimore, Kansas City, like Houston, I can at least point to things that they do incredibly well. Right. Dallas, the offense occasionally, and last night the pass rush looked better, but that's the Raiders.
I would find it hard to believe the Lions don't make it to the Cup final. I mean, it's a home game. They're a home game against the Panthers and the Cowboys away from making it. I mean,
as long as they're at home, they're fine.
Mike, right now in the AFC, your wild card weekend matchups are Patriots, Jaguars, yawn, Colts, Chargers, I don't know what either of those teams are, and Steelers for some reason, and Bills. But I could give you Kansas City, Detroit, Baltimore, Dallas, Carolina, and Houston. Wow. Which of those are you watching?
Wow. And the Texans are still at wild card weekend. I mean,
wow. Say the NFL Cup, it's here.
Gojo.
Put this in the collage too. It's over.
Gojo, Gojo, you graduated with honors from the Stugatz School of Broadcasting.
Yes.
If Jared Goff came out and put NFL Cup champion on his resume, nobody would be more mad at that than Stugatz himself.
Yes, this is where he boxes me in. Yeah,
That is true. He's got you.
doing it in the Super Bowl.
You're looking up the Wikipedia page and you see NFL Cup champion in the bio. You're just like, what are we doing here? That's 100% true. Wow, Taylor really is. He is both the new Stugatz, but also levitating outside of himself and seeing he's achieved Stugatz nirvana.
Yes.
That's what Taylor's achieved. It's terrifying. You stared into the reactor core at Stugatz Chernobyl for long enough to achieve enlightenment. Stuvana.
Put it on the poll as Taylor reached Stugatz nirvana. Stuvana.
Gojo, I could also give you a take for your show that you could steal for your show later.
Please.
God. Here he goes.
Jamar Chase gets 1 game suspension for spitting. He should get another one for lying.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See,
Well, he should have gotten 2 games in the first place for the spitting. It was a lot of spit.
that is true. If we measured by volume of spit how long you should be suspended for, then yes, this absolutely warrants a 2-game suspension. But I like Taylor's idea here too, because that's an extremely college football way to legislate this. Because in college football, we see all the time when teams are under penalty for different things, recruiting violations or what have you, the NCAA can also ding them when they don't cooperate, like failure to cooperate in those instances. So with Jamar Chase, failure to cooperate here could get you another game. That's it. Again, I like melding college football with the NFL. The NFL, very cut and dry, very stringent. Everything makes sense. We got to introduce a little more stupid into this conversation with them, and this is exactly what it needs.
NFL Cup, I mean.
NFL Cup.
Feel free to run that one by your dad.
I can't think of anything my dad would hate more than the idea of the NFL Cup. He wouldn't even entertain the explanation for it. He would get confused 3 words in and tell you you're an idiot.
It's a loser's bracket. Your dad has no time for that.
None.
Golic and Golic, check him out every afternoon. FanDuel Sports Network. Thank you for doing this today. Hopefully, Dad feels better. We'll get a double helping of Golics this week. We'll have your dad on tomorrow. I told him so.
There we go. Just in time for Thanksgiving. More helpings.
Yes, and you can take the Brian Kelly coaching Mississippi in the playoffs as well. George, have it.
I'm leaving with gifts. Thanks, guys.
Stugatz here. It's NBA tip-off week, and FanDuel is your home for live betting. Listen, support the people that support this show, and no one has supported us more than our friends at FanDuel. So even if you missed the start of the game or want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. However you want to play, now is the perfect time to join because FanDuel has given new customers $300 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. That's $300 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. So just visit FanDuel.com to sign up today. Play your game with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA.
Must be 21 and older and present in select states, or 18 and older and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.